What's going on, guys? Coming to you from the riverside now. We're gonna do a little live fishing. Just trying to angle my camera right. I'm gonna fish this little run right here. It's been a good day so far. Hey, what's up, the Desert Outdoorsman? Long time no see. No, not on the wand today. I'm on a private access river right now. That will remain unnamed. Can you guys hear me all right? You guys got audio there? Cool. Oh yeah, no. Nope. The wand is still murky as heck, man. Let's get after it though. Just waiting to see if people were gonna come join in. Let's do it. So far, it's been a pretty good day. Been out here for a couple of hours. Have 3 trout and 1 smallmouth. And this looks like a pretty trouty run right here, so. I'm using none other than my favorite micro streamers. They've been doing the trick today. And I'm fishing an indicatorless rig, just a single fly. Doing some high sticking. A little bit of stripping too. But this time of year, I think all the fish, whatever you're gonna catch today, their metabolisms are pretty slow this time of year, so they're not moving too much. So I'm just trying to do a gentle presentation. There's got to be some trout in this run. The last run, I think I've walked up probably about almost a mile now. The last run I was fishing was just like this one. And, oh, there was a bump. If you guys are just joining in, thank you for stopping by. Doing a first ever Riverside live stream. Oop, there we go. Oh, no. That was a tap for sure. All right, there's fish here. We're gonna get one. So all I'm doing to fish on this without an indicator is I'm going by feel. And then I'm using the very end of my fly line. I'm letting that sit on the water so I can see any kind of taps or strikes. Most of the time I'm feeling it before I can see it. But if I'm not confident in my feel game, then I'll definitely go by the end of my fly line. I really like to fish without an indicator. It's just, I spent a lot of years fishing with an indicator when I was just learning to fly fish. And it's a great way to learn and, learn how to nymph. But if you've been doing it for a while, I would challenge you to try fishing without an indicator. Really get a good feel for your rod, good gauge on it. Because it's really satisfying to catch fish this way rather than just watching a bobber or an indicator. Come on, fish, I know you're in there. Maybe I'll try a swing here. All right, who we got in the chat here? What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate you guys coming in. I can't keep up with the chat today as I normally would. So if you're just coming in to enjoy some fishing, I appreciate you being here. See if I can get one for you guys. If nothing in this run, we'll go up to the next one. There's plenty of good water. But I know I felt some taps right here. First couple of drifts. Now nothing. So if you come into the fly tying sessions, you've seen me tie up a lot of these little micro streamers. They're my absolute favorite, and they've been doing the trick today. Like I said, I've got 3 trout and 1 smallmouth in the net. Been out here for a couple hours. So it's starting off pretty good. I was hoping to catch a big carp today too. Haven't spotted any. The river's a little bit off color from what it usually is. It's pretty clear. It's probably about 2.5 foot visibility. But I'm used to this river running gin clear. You can see everything, every fish, every turtle, everything that's going on in here. So this is actually murky for this river. Come on. This run looks too good to not catch anything out of it, you know? It's the perfect trout run. Maybe I need to get up a little higher. You know what? Let's try some faster action then. Maybe now that it's warming up, it's a beautiful day today. I think we got a high of 60 degrees. Maybe once it starts warming up, they want something a little more active. So that's the key to fishing streamers, is most people will do this retrieve right. Like, so I'm gonna cast it across, immediately start stripping. Boom, boom, boom. That's how we all kind of picture fishing streamers all the time. But you'll have a lot more success if you slow it down. What I like to do a lot is I'll hit that other bank, right? Do a little mend, let it get down first. Hit a couple of, tap that fly to get tight with it, but then let it sit. Let it just kind of swing in the current. It's gonna do, it's gonna swim all up by itself. You don't always need to give it action. You don't always need to strip it. That can work really well. So I'll either go across stream or I'll go kind of quarter down, cast across, and then don't do anything. I'll just let it swing out at the tail end of the run, see if anything's hanging out down there. And then once it swings to the same side of the river I'm on, I'll start stripping it. Sometimes I get fish there, but more often than not, I'm catching fish on my streamers on a slower retrieve. That's the great thing about flies is, a small little micro streamer with pine squirrel is going to swim in the water. It's going to swim in the current all by itself without you giving it any action at all. So just keep that in mind next time you go out streamer fishing. It's not all about stripping. Just slow it down. Try dead drifting streamer. There's so many different things you can do with a streamer, and it'll surely increase your success. Man, I can't believe nothing's come out here. I think we're gonna go ahead and move upstream to the next run. I am shocked. I did get a tap earlier though. I know it was a tap because now it's not coming back. I've drifted through that same spot probably a dozen times now. He must have felt the sting of the hook and he's like, no, I'm good. I know what that is. I know what that is. If you're just joining me today, I appreciate you guys coming in. It's the first live stream from the riverside. Hang out for a while. I'm gonna be walking a little ways upriver here, trying to find some fish. I've got 3 trout and 1 bass in the bag. I'd like to catch a big carp. But whoever's willing to play, that's who we're gonna go try to find. So just to show you the setup here, real simple. Just got a 10-foot leader actually. I like to build my own, tapered down to a 3X. And that's my little micro jig leech I've got on there. Rod that I'm using, one of my favorites, I'm using the Orvis Helios F. Really awesome rod. And then my old Lamson reel on a floating line. That's it, real simple. Just like to keep it easy, not a huge complicated rig. But let's go upriver here. Try to keep you guys as steady as possible. That's a perfect little riffle there, but we're coming up on a nice bucket up here. Yeah. Let's see, I'm gonna get you guys on the other side there. It looks like a nice shallow shelf. All right, this looks pretty good. All right. This is always a nice little bucket there where you can see the riffles come off those rocks. It's not super deep, but deep enough. Now from this position, I'm going to be stripping my line in just to keep tight with my fly. This doubles up as, one, you're just keeping tight with your fly to be able to detect strikes. And 2, if you're already tight with your fly, then it's just going to give it a little action. It's just going to give it a little, you're going to pop it off the bottom. That's what's great about drifting streamers is no harm, no foul. If you end up pulling it a little too much, because that can be a good thing. Nice little bucket here. Seeing some movement. Come on. Oh, you're out there. From this distance, I'll keep a, if I'm fishing parallel to the run, I like to keep a downstream arc in my fly line, because that's going to keep tension on my fly without pulling it too hard. And I don't want a straight connection, I want it to drift, but that big arc going downstream allows me to be able to detect when it's bumping rocks and when I'll feel a strike, as long as you keep up with that fly. That's why I say it's a little bit more challenging to fish without a bobber or indicator, whatever you call it. But it's so much more satisfying. You really got to tune in, dial your drift, dial in your mends. That was just bottom. Yeah, just got some moss on there. Another thing in a run like this too is you gotta really be able to manage your fly line, because you've got bunch of different current speeds coming in through the head of this run, dumping into the bucket right here. So being able to mend, you got to mend upstream and downstream, kind of do some S mends, making sure your fly is doing what you want it to. And this is kind of making me wish I didn't say I caught anything earlier, because now it looks, oh, nope. Now it's just bottom. I think. Now the pressure's on. Let's see, might have just been a rock right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the bottom. Or a massive carp. When you hook into one of those guys, it feels like a rock. Appreciate you guys being here with me today. Something a little different than the usual. Come on, I know there's got to be something in there. Got to be. Almost don't even need the waders. The water feels really nice. Let's get in that far run, see if there's anything over there. Maybe I got to go back down to the hole I was catching them in. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. This looks like a juicy hole to me. Maybe we'll just move on up to the next. I swear I was seeing some activity right there, right in that center run. Knowing this river, it's probably a carp. But this time of year, there's a lot of trout coming from upstream as well. Try some streamer retrieves, just in case. You never know. You never know. Nope. Let's keep moving up, guys. Let's keep moving up. As promising as it looks, if the fish aren't here, just keep on moving. Just keep on moving. So I've been kind of sticking to the moving water. Maybe I gotta come try the slow stuff. I don't see anything moving. This is usually carp and bass territory in the summertime. It's hard to see through the murk though. Let's get up a ways. We're gonna walk a little bit. We're getting into the mucky stuff. Walking about waist deep now. Things we do to catch some fish, huh? Ooh, there's something. Somebody was home right there. All right. Take me shallow. About stomach deep now. Oh, there's activity up there. That's definitely carp moving around. They like the marshy stuff. What's hard about this is I'm walking about waist deep, and in about 2 feet of soot and muck. It's not easy. It's definitely fishy in here, but hard to cast from this side with all that brush right at my back. Yeah, there's some fishy. Okay. Out of the worst of it. Oh, there's some carp right there. All right. Catch my breath. That looks good. Nice little spring coming in over there. There's a nice inflow coming in. Get past all this frog water. I don't expect that very many fish would be hanging out in this stuff this time of year, just because there's not much flow coming into it, unless there's a really big food source or a spring down there, which there very well could be. But I just don't expect them to hang out in this stuff. I'll try a few swings down here, but let's see what happens. Oh, rocky bottom. That's what we want. Yeah, here we go. Okay. It's gonna take a minute to be still. I don't like to rush into a hole. Catch my breath. Just kind of sit and observe for a second. I don't see anything, but I'm definitely going to start up here where the flow is coming in. To me, that's just the most likely spot. If a bass or a trout this time of year are going to be feeding, it's got to be in the moving water. That slow stuff is just too stagnant for this time of year anyway. But I could be wrong. Things are always changing. You don't know until you give it a shot. Has a nice big submerged boulder right there, right where my fly just landed. Let's try some slow drifts. Somebody's got to be home. So now I'm bumping bottom. Which is, I think, where I want to be. Try a little further out there. Now you notice I like to do men's downstream because I like to do a slow roll drift or a slow swing out. For these micro streamer presentations, that's kind of my favorite go-to technique because my line is nice and tight all the way through the swing. Keeping a big mend or a big arc downstream, it's going to keep me tight to my fly. It's hot now. And I'll do some strips and pops at the end of the retrieve on the way back up. Clean. Let's get you over that boulder. There's kind of two currents splitting this run. Oh, a little too far to the bank. There we go. Man, no. there's some movement there. Yeah. There we go. Got one. Let's get a good picture of that one there, right? Let's get it over there in that far current. Come on, eh? It's got to be something. I'm burning up after that walk. There we go. That's a good spot. Kind of. Hard to get the right drift over there. A little bit further. Right there. On the other side of that boulder. Can't believe it. Just gonna let it dead drift, I guess. Okay, I guess not. No sense in staying in the same spot over and over. Let's keep moving. Let's keep on moving. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to try out some live streaming on the riverside. Be nice if there's a little more action, but sometimes you gotta go a hike to find them. I got lucky at the beginning of the day. The first couple of runs pulled some fish out of there, but these last few have not been turning up. But persistence is always key. Let's keep trekking. This little Riffle is trouty. Let's try it. I mean, if there's not a trout in this little riffle, right? Where else would there be? A little faster current, which I like. Can get them to be a little bit more active. By the way, if you hit that like button, it gives me better luck out here. And you might just give me a little bit more mojo to catch some fish. I think that's what's happening. You guys, enough of you guys haven't hit the like button. That's what it is. I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's what it is. And if you subscribe, I'll catch a PB. Why not, right? Come on, I'm feeling it. There has gotta be one trout in this run, or a bass, or a carp. But most likely a trout. This looks perfect. So for those of you that are new to fly fishing, if you notice, after every time I take a cast and do a drift, I'll take a step, one step up. And that's just to try to hit a different lane, get a little bit farther up. Sometimes, you know, if there is only one trout in here, he might be at the head of the run. You know, he's kind of claiming anything that's coming into, you know, any kind of food item that's flowing into this hole here. He's going to claim it first, and he might be at the head of the run. So that's what I'm doing. Every time I cast, or at least every 2 or 3 casts, I'll take a step up or maybe even a step out. But this is a small enough riffle here that I don't really need to take a step closer to the other side of the bank. So I'm just taking a step up so I can get further up there, because there's a nice bucket right at the top where the fastest current is coming in, and then it continues right through here to an undercut bank, and it just looks too good. I can't believe there's got to be something in there. Trying some different lanes. The thing you got to pay attention to when you're drifting, or when you're nymphing, or whatever you want to call it, is you got to pay attention to where your fly lands. Sometimes it's hard because you might have just a little midge on, but if you pay attention to where your fly lands and how the current is flowing, it's not always about your fly line. You got to pay attention to your fly line to control your drift, but look at where your fly lands in order to gauge what lane you want your fly to flow through. So I'll kind of pick a target. Like right now I basically have 4 targets. I've got the bank, the far bank, and I've got the middle lane. Like right there, I'm in the far bank. I'm floating my fly right under that undercut bank, seeing if anybody's home under there. And then my next target will be kind of where the white foam is in the middle of the run. That's my next target. And I'm watching where the splash of the fly, I can see it just a little splash, and that'll tell me I'm right in the zone that I want to be. If I get nothing there, then I'll scoot it over right off the head of that riffle, roll that fly into the bucket. And I cannot believe anything hasn't come out of here. Wow. Thought for sure. I was feeling it. I was feeling it. All right, one more. Let's just throw it right in that foam eddy over there. Don't be afraid to lose some flies, although it'd be kind of hard to lose a fly here. Just walk over and get it. But throw it in that eddy. Can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Sometimes that pine squirrel gets wrapped around a little bit, but okay, let's move up. I guess nothing's here. I'm moving up pretty quickly through runs because based on the fish that I caught earlier, they hit pretty quickly. You know, like first couple of casts, they were on it. You know, I don't have to, I'm not gonna sit here and every run and change out flies. If I've already caught fish on a fly, I know it's gonna work for the day, and there's no sense in endlessly changing your flies and techniques and, you know, doing so many different things. Plus, I know this river pretty well. You know, I know a lot of the flies that work and don't work. So I'll move pretty quickly. Looking pretty clear up here, somewhat. See, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a wake traveling up the bank there. That's a carp for sure, or a few of them. So I know a lot of people have the thought that carp are trash fish, but I challenge you to try it out. Especially on the fly rod, they are a challenge, man. It's kind of like fishing for bonefish or redfish on flats. You've got to cast ahead of them. They're super spooky. Oh, there's one right there. He's coming down. Hold on, watch. Hold on, hold on. Got to try to keep my cast low. If I can get ahead of him and see where he went. Oh, he was looking. Oh my God, he's right there. He's right there. He was looking at it. Damn it! I pulled it right out of his mouth. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I can't see him now. There's a glare right in front of me. See if I can get this guy. He didn't look spooked, which is a really good thing for carp. It's so awesome to catch them on these flats like this because you can see I spotted that guy, and as long as they're not spooked and you kind of just get that fly on the bottom in front of them, they'll come up and pick it up. And the way you know you'll get them is they're just gonna feel that sting of your hook and they're gonna take off like a freaking freight train. I'm trying to just keep my movement minimal. Oh my God, there's a carp right over here to my left. You guys probably can't see him. Okay, my fly's right in front of him. Looking, oh no! Ah, spooked him. He was going right at my fly. I threw it right in front of him. I don't even know if I had the camera turned that way. It was right over here in these shallows. His back was sticking out of the water. I put the fly right in front of him. He was coming after it, and I took one more step I shouldn't have, and he just took off. Damn. Well, that's the fun of it. All right, it's a good spot. Let's just keep, I'm gonna keep slowly moving. I messed that one up, guys. That's all right. We've got a little bit of wind blowing through, which is usually a good thing. Put a little chop on the water. There we go. There's gotta be somebody under that tree over there. See, and this is such a perfect stretch to hook carp, hooking a carp, because I mean, no joke, they're gonna run. If I hook into one, it's gonna run on me all the way upstream as far as it can. But it's nice and open here, so I don't mind. I'll let him tire himself out. Okay, go. Here we go. He's feeding. Okay, got it ahead of him. Come down. Do like gentle dry fly casts, because in the shallow water, if you smack that streamer anywhere near them, it's gonna spook them. Where did he go? Oh, I think I see him. Okay. Oh, he's like right in between two sticks. So let's see. Okay, I didn't spook him. Come on. Turn on it. Oh. Okay, he's still there. No. He kind of looks at me. Okay. One of these. Got to. Okay. It's drifting right to him. Come on. No, I don't think he saw it. Okay, that's it. That's right in his lane. Let's go. Come on. Oh, got him. Yes. There we go. Oh, this is a big one. No, don't go under there. This is not a good spot, though. This is not a good spot. Ooh, fish on, guys. Fish on. I wasn't bullshitting you. Man, he ate that so subtly. I thought he was gonna take off. Nice. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Carp fishing is so visual. Ooh, that's a tank. You've got to be so accurate with your presentation. Let's get this baby in. She's not pulling too hard. Not like usual. But man, this thing has some shoulders. That was textbook. I'm telling you guys, don't knock carp fishing on the fly rod. Let's see. She's getting kind of I don't think my net's big enough for this one. That's the thing about carp, man. This one's not even fighting hard, but it's just using its weight. Just sheer weight, power. Come on. Oh, okay, now she's getting mad. This was, okay, no, she's trying to dart. She's trying to dart. She's trying to dart. No, keep the pressure. Oh, no. Come on. I've got her hooked good, but she's trying to dart for that brush over there. Oh, my reel was really loose. It's about to come on. Whew. This is why usually with carp fishing, I like to have at least a 6-weight rod, because I like to have that fighting butt. I'm on a 5-weight right now, which is fine, but it just gives you a little more leverage with that fighting. Oh, don't want to get past the leader. Okay, come here. Come here. See if you even fit. Oh, yep, there we go. Woo. Okay, here we go. Check this out. That's a big mama. I mean, holy smokes. How about that? This one looks like it's pregnant or got eggs. I don't know, but leech out of its mouth. Tank. I'm telling you, it's fun, guys. It's a lot of fun. Don't knock it. I'm telling you. I got zoned in there. I saw them. There was a couple of them up there at the right behind me in the brush. I could see them just swimming because these shallow flats are perfect. You can see them swimming around, and they're just, as long as you don't spook them and you get that drift, you'll get them. And they're pretty fish. I think so. Like a koi, you know? It's awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm gonna grab my net real quick. It's floating down the river here. Well, that was textbook, guys. Let's see if we can't find another one. appreciate you guys being here. That was pretty cool. I'm glad that I got that on the live stream. I get to post that later on. All right, let's move up. By the way, that was on, I'm on 3X tippet. No, yes, 3X tippet. That's about as light as you want to go for carp. And here, I'll show you too, close up the fly. You guys seen me tie this one a lot. It's just one of my favorite micro streamers. Little leech. Little gray and white one's my favorite color. Favorite color. You guys see me tie this up all the time. That's one of my favorite carp flies because it's big enough that I can fit 2 or 3X tippet because I've got a leader built. So I have it from 15 pound, I got 3 sections, 15 to 10 pound, 10 pound to my 3X, which is about 7 or 8 pound to my little leech fly here. Hey Mark, if you're ever interested, man, I guide on this river. So you want to come learn how to do carp fishing on the fly, catch some smallmouth. I guide out here, so check out the website, SpiritFly Expeditions, if you guys ever want to come out with me. I do float trips, wade trips. We go after pike, carp, bass, trout, I mean everything. So if you guys ever want to come out, let me know. Check out the website, shoot me a message, send us an email, whatever works for you. See, so watch, I'm gonna go show you how lucky that catch was because this is what I was looking at right here. So right at the base, or right at the kind of the point there where these rocks are coming out, I saw that carp just sitting broadside right here. That's a tricky spot because immediately as soon as I hooked it, she wanted to go darting into that brush. And if she did, she would have broke me off. Easy. Easy, easy. But yeah, you can see how shallow it is right here. There was a couple of them swimming around. And a couple of them right off these sticks there. And that's what I was looking at. You guys probably thought I was crazy, but I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you guys. Let's see. Now we got a really beautiful waterfall coming up here, so I'm gonna set the camera down and fish it. But I'm just checking out the shallows. I don't see any movement there. These are kind of my favorite sections when I'm targeting carp, 'cause these big flats, it looks like, I've never been after redfish or bone fishing on the salt, anything like that, but that's basically what carp fishing is. You get these big flats on the river, shallow, clear, and you're just sight fishing them. What more could you ask for, you know? Yeah, I don't see any movement down here, so I'm gonna come up closer to this waterfall. Appreciate y'all joining me today. Sorry I can't keep up with the chat as well as I normally do, but I appreciate you guys watching, coming to hang out. Ooh, there was one right there. He's still there. Okay, we're getting close here, so let me set the camera down. Let's set it down. Let's go right here. Okay. just gonna work it slowly since I saw some movement right in front of me here. And this is a hole that I've caught just about every type of species on this river out of, and probably one of the biggest trout on this river that I've seen. So I have high expectations for this run. Oh, I just spooked one right there. Just spooked him. Hit bottom. Now, if there were a bass here, I'm gonna try and hit it over there. Let's try some streamer retrieves. Pop it. I don't see anything moving though, so I just like to throw it out there just to see. You never know. Never know what'll happen. Go back to drifting it. Actually, a lot more of a current here than what I was thinking. But so I've got everything on the board. I've got 3 trout, 1 smallmouth, and now 1 carp. Hit the grand slam today. Not bad. Actually, no, that's not true, because the grand slam there would be bluegill. There's bluegill in here too, so I'd have to catch one of those for the grand slam. And oddly enough, the occasional, it's really, really rare, but they come down from the lake when they release the water from time to time, but walleye. Catch the occasional walleye in here. Well, if you guys are enjoying today's stream and today's stream, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Might be doing this a little bit more often, just to shake up a little, add a little something different to the streams. Not just always be at the Vice, but I will still definitely be at the Vice this week. But if you're not subscribed to the channel already, I've got tons of on the water content. I've got fly tying tutorials, fishing how-tos. This channel, it's all about giving you guys value. It's not about me, other than me being out here fishing and tying flies. But this isn't a me channel. It's a you channel for you to come and learn how to tie flies, learn how to fish, or just come and hang out, so definitely check it out. That's what I bumped there. And you gotta watch on the micro streamer, sometimes that tail will kind of foul around the hook a little bit. Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't even know what time it is. 12 o'clock, 12:30. It's really beautiful today. I don't even think I needed my waders. The water feels great. I could have come out here in shorts, 60 degrees, sunny. It's a beautiful day. Let's try to get a little bit further up in that waterfall. It's hard to gauge on a hole like this, but you really just kind of have to break it apart like a pond. There's one big current moving through here. I can't see any submerged boulders. Oh, there we go. What do we got? Fish on. Got a trout. Nice trout. Come here, buddy. Oh, just as the hook popped out. Just as I said, I was looking at the head of the waterfall. I thought, there's got to be something up there, right? Hold on. Okay, he's mad now. Let me let him. He's throwing a tantrum. All right, calm down. That's a nice trout. Hold on, buddy. All right, calm down. Yeah. Nice little trout. Nice and pretty. Okay. Well, there you go. Now you know I wasn't lying about catching trout earlier. All right. Well, where there's one, there's more. Trout tend to stack up together. I think they find safety in numbers. So where there's one, there's more. So let's get up there a little bit more. Bring you guys a little closer to the beautiful waterfall. All right. That's funny because I literally just said, let me get closer to the waterfall, and I got a cast right in the bubbles, right in the jets, right below the waterfall. And he just almost within 3 or 4 seconds, he must have saw it slap the water. And boom, he was right there. Let's get another. So that's what I was saying. That kind of shows my technique there when what I was saying earlier about keeping tight to your line. So when you see me drifting, especially from this downstream position, and you see me stripping my line in, more often than not, it's just to keep up with the fly and make sure that I've got a tight line to my fly, so that if anything does grab it, any little bump, I'll feel it. And that's the reason for that. Sometimes I'll move it a little faster if I want it to look like a minnow swimming downstream, since that fly that I have on does imitate, nope, snagged up. Since it does imitate a minnow, you can do a faster retrieve to get it to swim downstream. I'll do that sometimes, but most of the time I'm just giving it light little pops and jigs just to keep a tight line to my fly. I thought I hooked a monster there, guys. So a little trick, pull your rod tip all the way to your fly and do a push and pull. Pull your line, feel for the rock or the log, and boom, comes out. You don't have to lose a fly. You want to be careful because you can break your rod tip that way. So you don't want to jam your rod tip down in there. You just want to gently kind of push and pull while you're keeping tension on your leader. And then this usually happens too. The fly will come through that first guide, so you just check it. Not a big deal. Oh, did I? Yeah, I went around the wrong side. Out here in the summertime is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is beautiful too, you know, the winter time. It's always a nice scene to see the trees like this in their winter mode, but you come out here in the spring and summertime and it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, these trees here are lit up in color. The banks are full of grass. There's life everywhere. There's turtles in the river, you know, hawks and eagles flying around. The float trips, when we go downstream, you can, you know, you're spotting deer and all kinds of stuff. Fox, bobcat. Well, the bobcats are a lot more rare, but I've seen them. All right, let's get back to that main run. There's got to be more trout in here. I can't, as big of a run as this is, there's got to be a few of them. Ah, getting snagged. Yeah, same thing. It's gonna get a little deeper there, so. Yeah, there we go. Barbless hooks. Barbless hooks. Best way to avoid hard snags. Let's see. I'm surprised I'm getting snagged up so often, because all I have is, it's just a 3.2 millimeter bead on that fly, and I don't have any other weight. It is pretty deep here. I've seen it when it's crystal clear. I would say there's probably the deepest part, about 7 feet maybe. I have a 9-foot leader on, so not that it can't snag the bottom, but this fly is usually really good at not getting snagged up. There we go. I think that's about the center main run there. So I'm gonna do my downstream mends. And that always throws people off when I'm teaching people this technique, to downstream mend when we're dead drifting streamers. Well, I guess it's technically not dead drifting. It's just a different, it's more of like a swinging. There we go. Right on the swing. That's a trout, I can tell. Little guy. Yep, and he's off. See, told you, where there's one, there's more. Trout like to stack up. They like to stack up. Bass are a little bit different. The small ones will stack up, smallmouth. If you find like a little, 8 to 10 incher, you're probably gonna find a few more in the run. But with bass, they tend to, when they get bigger, when they get like 14, 15, 16 inches, once they hit that size range, they're kind of lone wolfing it. You're gonna find them in their own undercut bank. They don't like the competition. Very different from trout. Trout like to stack up. They can be similar, Some of the bigger ones will lone wolf it, but I think that just by nature, no matter how big a trout gets, they find comfort in numbers. Let's go a little further. There you go. So it's a little bit breezy out today, so you see me with my cast. Whenever I'm doing my overhand cast, I kind of habitually do a double haul motion, just because this line that I'm using is a nymphing fly line. Specifically, it floats really high and it excels for nymphing presentation. There's another one. This feels like a bass. Oh, it was a bass. Check that out, a little smallie. It's funny, and once you when you come to these multi-species fisheries, you get good at being able to tell how different fish fight. That was a little smallmouth. I can always tell the second I hook it, I'm like, he's fighting like a trout, he's fighting like a bass, he's fighting like a carp. Little bass, that's cool. That's really awesome to see them this time of year. That really shows that they're thriving in here. Whoa. Something just went airborne up there. Really shows how healthy the population, even though there's multi-species, they all kind of have their spots in the river. Notice where I hooked that smallmouth, he was down here in the slower current. Versus the trout, I'm hooking them up here in the faster current. So that just shows their habits. And then you see a carp was out there in the slow water in the flats. That's where I say this, going after different species is a part of what we can do to help kind of aid conservation. I've always kind of had that mindset with it, because you can expand your arsenal, expand the targets that you're going after, and not just beat up trout all the time, Oh, here we go. Come on. They're tapping it. They're bumping. I think that was a smallie. I'm pretty sure. This hole's loaded, guys. A lot of little guys, but hey, I'll take it. I like catching the little guys because that lets me know that my fishery is healthy. The little guys are going to be the future trophies, so they need love too. There we go, come on. That must be a really little guy. There he is. Yeah, that's a bass. He's a jumper. That's a little better one than the last one. Hey. I was gonna show you guys, but little smallmouth, feisty. Kind of expected. It's getting warm now. It's midday. The water temp is definitely warming up, so those bass start to get a little more active. But also keep in mind that this time of year, if you are going to go bass fishing, you've got, look how slow my retrieve is. I'm just letting it drift. I'm keeping a tight line. and that fly is just kind of bumping on the bottom, and I'm doing tiny, like 1 inch little twitches to get that guy to come up, because I can imagine this time of year those bass are definitely hugging the bottom. They're kind of scavenging under the rocks for damselflies, crayfish, mayfly nymphs, whatever they're feeding on down there. It's awesome. That seriously makes me happy to see bass this time of year. That's great. Really, really great. See if there's a few of them in there. He might have gotten smart. I'm gonna put the squat here for a minute and talk to you guys, see what's going on, see who's in the chat. Let me flip the camera around. What's up, Ahmed? How you doing, sir? What else we got in here? What's up, Ronnie? Kitsu Kit, what's going on? Appreciate you guys coming in. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a squat, pop a squat here for a minute. It's been a good day. Let's see, what time is it? It's only 12:30. Not bad. Not bad. I've only been out here for about 3 hours now, so. What am I throwing? Oh, you already know, Ahmed. Let me show you. Let me show you, my friend. My favorite. Micro jig leech. You're gonna have to go. I'm gonna post this one on the channel, Ahmed, and for everybody else, if you're just joining in, you guys got to comb through it and see some of the fish I caught earlier on my favorite fly that I tie up on all my fly tying streams. I tell you, I'm not just talking shit when I tell you that fly catches fish, and it catches everything. I've caught carp, trout, and bass all today within a couple of hours on it. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming in. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day. How long have we been on here? Hour and a half. It's about to cut off here. Yep. I'm gonna go back to my solitude here in a minute. Let you guys go. That's your favorite too. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yep. But all right, guys, I've hit my hour and a half mark, and I think it's about time to go back to the whole reason I love to come out here, just to kind of take it all in, be in nature, enjoy my alone time. So appreciate you guys coming along, though. I will post this one live on the channel, so if you missed the beginning, you missed all the fish, you'll be able to go back and watch it. So Molly, I'm in the US. I'm in New Mexico right now. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. This was fun. Glad I got to show you guys how to fish my flies, not just tie them, but I'll probably be trying to do this more often if I can get to some places where I have some at least enough service to do the stream. But it looks like it worked out pretty well today. So what's going on? But alrighty guys, I'm gonna hop off. This video will be live on the channel here in a minute. It's just got to upload, so if you want to comb back through it, you can check it out, see all the catches for the day. But I'm gonna go zone in, guys. Go see if I can't find some more fish. But thank you, appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you in the next one.